Most riders believe they know how to use the clutch. They pull it in, release it, shift gears, and keep riding thinking it's just a simple part of the motorcycle. But let me tell you something harsh. The clutch is not just a lever. It's the single gateway to your control, your smoothness, and your survival on the road. And the truth is, if you're like 90% of riders, you are probably committing one deadly mistake with your clutch right now. A mistake so small, so subtle, that you don't even realize it, but it's quietly destroying your riding skills every single day. Here's the scary part. This mistake doesn't just make you look like an amateur. It conditions your muscle memory in the wrong way. Over time, it robs you of precision, makes your bike unstable, and worst of all, it builds habits that are almost impossible to unlearn later. You might think, I'm fine, I've been riding for years, but that's the trap. The more you ride with this mistake, the more you lock yourself into a future of sloppy control, jerky shifts, and missed opportunities to ride at your full potential. Ask yourself honestly, have you ever wondered why your riding feels off sometimes, even though you know the basics? Why your acceleration feels jerky, or why your bike doesn't respond as smoothly as you want? It's not your bike. It's not the road. It's this one clutch mistake, the silent killer of good riding. And if you don't fix it now, you'll always be stuck at the level of an average rider, never mastering the art of true, effortless control. So listen closely, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to expose the #1 clutch mistake that's ruining your riding skills. And once you see it, you'll never be able to ignore it again. Point 1. The silent habit of clutch riding. Let's start with the ugly truth. Most riders unknowingly ride the clutch. What does that mean? It's when your hand never fully lets go of the clutch lever. When you're always holding just a little tension, just a little pressure, thinking it gives you more control. But here's the brain trap. Instead of control, it gives you confusion. Your bike is never fully engaged, never fully connected to the engine's power. It's like trying to run a marathon while holding your breath. You're limiting yourself without even knowing it. Now, here's the manipulative truth nobody tells you. The more you clutch ride, the weaker your connection with your motorcycle becomes. Every gear change feels sloppy. Your acceleration loses its punch, and your confidence quietly crumbles. You might even start blaming the bike, thinking it's old or not powerful enough. But no, it's not the machine. It's you, strangling the engine's voice with your clutch hand. This mistake is so dangerous because it hides behind the illusion of safety. You think you're smoother, but you're actually building fragility into your riding style. Point 2. The addiction to half clutch starts. Let's be brutally honest. How do you start your bike from a stop? Be real with yourself. Most riders sit at a signal, ease out the clutch halfway, and roll on the throttle like it's a shortcut. It feels safe, it feels easy, but it's the deadliest long-term mistake you can make. Why? Because the half-clutch start teaches your brain to depend on friction instead of timing. Instead of synchronizing your clutch release with your throttle input, you're teaching your body to cheat. Here's the manipulation. Once you normalize this habit, your entire muscle memory rewires itself to be lazy. Your starts become jerky, your uphill control becomes sloppy, and your clutch plate slowly burns itself into dust. Worst of all, this half-clutch dependency trains you to avoid precision. You're programming yourself to be mediocre. Do you realize how scary that is? You might ride for years thinking you're smooth, while your clutch and confidence are being destroyed every single day. That's not just bad riding, that's self-sabotage disguised as convenience. Point 3. The death of timing and flow. Riding a motorcycle isn't about pulling levers or twisting a throttle, it's about rhythm. A rider who controls the clutch correctly is like a musician who never misses a beat. Everything flows. But if you're stuck in this clutch mistake, your rhythm is gone. Your gear shifts are late, your downshifts are clumsy, and your throttle doesn't match your release. You're not riding, you're stumbling. Here's the twisted part. Once this timing is lost, it infects every area of your riding. You feel nervous on corners because your bike doesn't respond when you need it. You feel unstable during overtakes because your gear change isn't crisp enough. And slowly, without realizing it, you accept mediocrity as your normal. You no longer aim for mastery, you just settle for surviving. And the clutch mistake? It keeps whispering in your head, this is good enough. But deep inside, you know it's not. You know you're not riding at your full potential. Point 4. Why this mistake becomes unbreakable. Now, here's the most dangerous part. The longer you make this clutch mistake, the harder it becomes to break free. Riding is muscle memory, and once your body memorizes a mistake, it locks it in like concrete. You may watch 1,000 tutorials, but when you're in real traffic, your hand automatically goes back to its old habit. That's the trap of the clutch mistake. It enslaves you without you noticing. And here's the final brainwash. Every ride you take with this mistake is not just a ride, it's a rehearsal of failure. You are practicing bad technique, and practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. If you don't fix it now, you will keep hardwiring weakness into your system until it's nearly impossible to unlearn. Imagine years later, realizing you never became the rider you dreamed of being, all because of this one subtle mistake that you ignored. That's the kind of regret you can't fix with a new bike, a new helmet, or a new road. And now, let me leave you with a simple question. Are you guilty of this mistake? Be honest. Have you been half clutching, riding the lever, or secretly relying on lazy starts while telling yourself you're in control? Because if you are, you've been destroying your riding skills with your own hands. But here's the twist. Awareness is the first cure. The moment you admit it, the mistake starts losing power over you. So I want you to drop a comment right now and confess. Do you catch yourself riding the clutch? Or are you one of the rare riders who's mastered timing and release? Trust me, everyone will know who's honest and who's lying. And don't just scroll away. Your comment might expose how long you've been stuck in this trap or inspire someone else to finally break free from it. So tell me below, are you guilty or are you in control?